I've been on a weight loss journey for 5 months. That's right, 5 months. And I want to share with you my results in month 5 of being on Wegovy 1.0. I'm going to go over with you in month 5 my week by week weight loss, some of the side effects that I'm having. I want to go over disposal of needles, something that I have never talked about and actually have forgotten about. This is a shame. As well as talk to you about my upcoming doctor's appointment where he's going to do an assessment to see if I should still be on Wegovy. So let's jump right in. So let's go over the week by week weight loss results, which still has been pretty consistent. I've been losing on average 4 pounds a month. So in week 17, I lost 2 pounds. In week 18, I lost nothing. In week 19, I lost nothing. And in week 20, I lost 2 pounds. Now, overall, the last 5 months, I've lost 28 pounds. So I am excited about that. In my last video and in some of the ones before, I talked to you about some of the fluctuations in weight loss and that I'm not necessarily unnerved by that. Why? We need to be honest and we need to track not only our weight loss, but some of the other things that we're doing that contribute to either the progression of our weight loss or the recession of our weight loss. This month, similarly to last month, I have not been on track with my diet. I also have kind of fell off a little bit with working out because my professional and my personal life has really had an uptick of activity. And so I have been off course. You know that I've been talking to you and I always talk to you about the importance of planning. You know that when we fail to plan, we usually plan to fail. And so that's what's been happening to me. I have not been doing the things that I need to do in terms of portion control. I have not been eating the right amount of vegetables. I have been just going willy-nilly. So like I mentioned last month, I actually chose a meal planning service. I chose Green Chef because of the type of meals that it has. Many of their products, particularly their meats, are organic. And there's a lot of sort of mixing and matching that you can do and swapping out of certain ingredients depending on your diet and your own health. And so I'll keep you posted on how things are going with Green Chef. I'm not being endorsed or sponsored by them, so I don't want to spend too much time. But I guess what I'm saying to you, whether it's Green Chef or insert whatever strategy you have, when you fall off or when you go awry, this is not the time to go to kind of circle down the drain, right? We know, and I've talked to you about my three-prong approach, which is diet, that also includes water intake, exercise, and the weight loss medication itself. So I'm now taking the weight loss medication. This month, I actually fell off with my exercise as well, which is insane. It makes me so mad. I can't get into that. But also my water intake and my diet. So the only thing I've got going for me right now is the weight loss medication. So we need to remember that this is a lifestyle change. That includes behavior, mindset, and habit changing things that we need to do. We all know and can point to people that unfortunately have a long lifespan, but they are not healthy people. They do not have a good quality of life, even though they have life. I'm really after the things that I can control, and all the things that I'm naming in that three-prong approach, we have control over. We can control our diet. We can control how much water intake for the most part that we get. And the medication is also something that we can control, right? And so, this is really not about blaming. This is not about going, oh, poor me, right? Of course, I don't feel good. But the thing that actually scares me about this is that I'm still losing weight even though I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And that's really scary because I think that's where a lot of people get hung up. And I certainly had a few weeks where I'm like, well, damn, I don't have to work so hard. I can just continue taking this medication and kind of kick back and it'll just kind of do the work for me. No, because I want to get off the medication. If you want to get off the medication too, we cannot sit back. We cannot go back to our old ways, and we have to fight for what we want. And so I really want to encourage you in this video that if you have fell off for whatever reason, to not beat yourself up. Remember, I said earlier on, and let me remind you about it again. It has taken us all of these amount of years to accumulate the habits, the behaviors, the activities, the things that we do. And it is certainly not going to undo itself without any flaws or hiccups in 5 months. So I want you to cut yourself some slack if you're starting to beat yourself up, or if you fell off for a day. I mean, for gosh sakes, we're only humans. So I want you to just own it. But you can't own it if we shift the blame to other people, we act like it doesn't happen, and we don't address it and try to pivot and change things that we know are not benefiting us in our weight loss journey. So my attempt to get back on track, knowing that the next few months are going to be insane for me, is to use this service to help me with my meal planning, since everything already comes pre-prepared. So now that we talked a little bit about my week by week results, I've shared with you a little bit about this meal planning service. Some of my side effects have been that I feel a little constipated now, and that's because I'm carving up. I know it. I already know it. And again, like I mentioned last month, I'm getting sort of these mild tummy aches. And I think it's because I know it's because I'm not eating enough vegetables, and I'm not drinking enough water, which is not flushing out the waste in my body. So every day, once or twice a day, maybe, at least while I've been in this state of rogueness, I get these sort of tummy aches. And then I'm like, ooh, that feels icky. And so I'm going to up my fiber, and I may even try something else to also get me back on track, because I was in a really good rhythm with my fiber and my vitamins, and things just went awry. Disposal of needles. I cannot believe that I have not talked to you about disposal of needles. And do you know why? It's because I've been forgetting to dispose of my own needles. And this is something that's not mentioned. I got this box the first week that I started my semaglutide compound way earlier on. And I've just been stuffing needles in here. And so, I've got my old semaglutide compounding needles. I've got, my Wegovy injection pens in there. And then I just started to put all don't judge me, y'all, my Wegovy injection pens on the top of my toilet. And I've just been ignoring it. And recently I'm like, oh my God, gotta get rid of these needles. Where do I get rid of these needles, right? In the comments field, let me know, where are you dropping your needles off at? I'm very curious. And I want you to make sure that whether you are in month 5 or you were in month 1 or whatever stage you are in, that you're properly disposing of your needles according to state law. Please think about the safety and health of the people that actually remove your garbage, and the safety of health of our landfills and to the environment. Please be considerate of that. Even if you're tempted to throw them in the garbage, please don't do that. Some of the things that I learned about my own state is that you can actually take one of these needles and put them in a puncture resistant container and label it home sharps. So like a water bottle possibly. And I would just, write in black magic marker or put a label on that bottle, home sharps. And then they know, okay, this goes into a different place. You can possibly see if that's an opportunity for you in the state that you live in. You can drop your needles, at least in my state, off at a nursing home or a hospital. That's another alternative. You can also drop them off at a Sharps dedicated station where they actually will take your container. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk to you about is I'm coming up, not this week's appointment, but next week, I have a doctor's appointment to go back to my general practitioner. He is going to do an assessment of where I am. He's going to do some blood work. My practitioner is also an endocrinologist. So he loves taking blood, and I love the fact that he loves taking blood. So I'm a little nervous because if you remember, and I shared this in one of my monthly videos that I'll link here, you are only qualified by your insurance if you meet certain BMI requirements. And so, there's a threshold that you cannot go under. And if you do, then your insurance may not qualify. So remember, I'm just a little nervous because if he says that I am below the threshold, that will be a little interesting. I haven't done the math. I probably should do the math myself, but I just want him to tell me. So don't forget to like this video and consider subscribing so that you can learn from what I'm going through. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.